Today, we're talking about how most personal brands fail because they use the same types of content for everyone. And so the truth is that your audience is at different levels of awareness. And so if you haven't heard already, there's something called the 5 stages of awareness in marketing. And this is something that you need to apply in every aspect of marketing your product and building your personal brand. It's honestly something that most people completely disregard, which is costing them thousands and thousands of dollars and missing out on thousands, if not tens of thousands of leads that they could be acquiring. So when creating content and marketing yourself and building a personal brand, you have to understand that some people have never heard of you. And so now on the other hand, some people know they have a problem, but don't know how you can solve it. And then some are ready to buy right now. And so there's these different levels of awareness, which is everything I'm going to tackle in this video so that you're more prepared to start creating content that'll hit every single piece and part of awareness so you can overall get more leads and get more clients. So that's the goal. So getting right into the 5 levels of awareness, level 1 is unaware. And so this is when they don't know they have a problem. And so their mindset at this stage is something like, oh, I'm just browsing social media. I don't know if I need help with my business. Who is this person on my feed? And so they're very unaware here. And so with every single level of awareness, I want to leave you with a takeaway of what your content strategy could look like to appeal to this audience. And so level 1 with unaware, your content strategy could look like having pillars that create curiosity, highlight unknown problems, introduce new perspectives to get this unaware type of lead and prospect to start having that curiosity and become more nurtured into becoming a lead and potential client. And so an example hook for this could be, did you know that 83% of coaches are leaving $10,000 on the table each month because of this one overlooked strategy? And so all of these hooks and all these examples are going to be more tailored to the exact offer and model that I'm pushing right here. And so this would make sense for me if I were creating a hook for unaware type of leads. And so now level 2, problem aware. This is when they know they have a problem, but don't know solutions exist. And this is a really common one. And so the mindset here is I'm struggling to get clients. My content isn't converting. I need more leads, but I don't know how. And so now the content strategy could be validating their pain points, right? So agreeing with them, showing them that, you understand that, show understanding of their struggles once again, and introduce potential solutions, right? And so we're not too pushy here. We're just showing them that there is help out there, right? It does exist. And so an example hook for this is struggling to convert your followers into paying clients. Here's why your content strategy might be the problem. And so now with level 3, solution aware, this is when they know solutions exist, but don't know about your exact solution. All right. And so this is when it gets a bit more detailed. And this is when you're actually more so marketing heavier. And so you can see in level 1 and level 2, you're not really just, you're not going for any, direct marketing here. You're more so trying to, reach more people, cast a broader net, and then kind of spike that curiosity and get them into that process of, slowly dripping into your sales process and becoming a lead at some point. And so now with level 3, we're getting into when they are aware and it's something that they are somewhat looking for and could definitely benefit from. And so their mindset at this stage is something like, I know I need a content strategy. I've tried Facebook ads, but they're not working. There must be a better way to get clients. And so the content strategy here could be comparing different approaches, position your solution as superior, right? Your unique mechanism as the best one and the other ones as not the best ones. Show why other methods fall short, like I was saying. And so now with the example hook, we could say something like, oh, Facebook ads alone won't get your coaching business to 10K months. Here's the trust funnel system that's working instead. All right, so that's going to work for me. And so now with level 4, product aware, in this case, they know about your solution, but they aren't convinced yet. And so this is when we need to start marketing more heavier, right? We need to create more content with more intent of reaching these people. Even if it's a smaller audience, we might start making VSL type YouTube videos to target these people, walk them through the sales process so they know more about you, can see more about your case studies. We might retarget these people with ads, etc. And so their mindset here could be something like, I've seen your trust funnel system. I'm considering working with you. I need more proof before I invest, right? And so the content strategy here could be sharing detailed case studies, provide in-depth explanations, address objections directly. And so an example hook could be, here's exactly how our trust funnel system helped 3 coaches book 10 plus calls per week, and the complete breakdown, right? And so it's more detailed, it's more oriented to your exact offer, and it's of course a bit more salesy because you need to be salesy with these people because that is their pain point. They know about your solution. They know it might work, but they're not fully sold on it yet. And so now level 5, where it gets amazing, is most aware. And so they know your solution here and they're ready to buy. And so their mindset is, I want to work with you. I need to know the next steps and I'm ready to invest. And so this comes down to having a really clear path of action for these people. And honestly, with every single level of awareness, you want to have that clear path of action so they can enter that ecosystem of your personal brand, of your marketing, just of you in general and your offer, get educated more and move through that process easily without any friction, which is why building a personal brand is the most powerful thing to do in 2025, because you can do that seamlessly. And so anyway, their mindset here is that, they want to work with you. They basically just need to know the next steps and they're ready to invest. And so the content strategy can be, clear calls to actions. So that next step of getting them on call, getting them onboarded, getting the opt-in, whatever it is for you in your situation, simplified next steps, urgency and scarcity elements, right? Because these people are also at that point where they're ready, but you might still need to push them a little bit into it. And so an example, it could be ready to implement the trust funnel into your business. Here's how to get started today, right? Book a call. And so for a little overview with the content ecosystem framework, getting into how and why building a personal brand is the best way to tap every single part of these 5 levels of awareness, is that, we start here with short form content. And so this is shorts across places like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. The idea here is to cast that wide net, reach a lot of people. In general, it's going to be mostly people that are level 1, unaware, and problem aware. Right, so we're reaching the majority of people here, and then they're entering your ecosystem. We're getting into more of the solution aware, product aware, and then most aware. And so with short form content, it's level 1, curiosity driven hooks. Level 2 can be problem validation content. Level 3, solution comparison content. Level 4, results, showcasing your different results. And then level 5 is the direct CTA. So for every type of vehicle of acquisition here with building a content ecosystem, you want it to target and appeal to every single level, but also understand that some types and some vehicles here are going to reach a bigger majority of, certain levels, 1 or 2 different levels of awareness than others will. And they all serve a different purpose. For example, short form reaches more level 1 and 2, like I was saying, and then long form is a lot better for reaching those levels 3, 4, and 5. And so now with long form though, creating content for each level. With level 1, it can be basically what's called growth content. And so this is eye-opening perspectives, reaching more people. Level 2 can be problem deep dives, going more into that problem so that they become more aware of it. Level 3 is solution breakdown, so they can start understanding that solutions are out there for them. Level 4, case studies and tutorials, right? Getting a bit more salesy, kind of creating those, sales process VSL type walkthrough videos. Level 5, implementation guides. And so now with the third component here, email marketing. An example of this for level 2 could be problem validation sequences. You can have for level 3, solution education sequences, level 4, proof and credibility sequences, and level 5, conversion sequences, right? And so a lot of this might seem repetitive, but the whole idea is to not just create random content or one generic piece of content and rinse and repeat that, because you're only appealing to a certain level of people when you do that. You need to reach every single person to actually maximize the amount of lead flow that you're getting. And so now with retargeting ads, this can become very, very powerful. For level 3, you can be running solution awareness ads. For 4, you can be running product consideration ads. Level 5, conversion focused ads, just quick booking a call right then and there. And so retargeting makes the most sense for people that are a bit later on in their journey with the awareness that they have. And then we use more of the organic, like the growth content on YouTube, the kind of top of funnel short form content to cast that broad net and get all these people into our ecosystem, get their foot in the door to then nurture them with more emails, with more short form content, with more YouTube, and then hopefully eventually at some point retarget them with some ads. And so now implementation strategy, if you're looking at all this right now thinking, what can I implement as soon as after this call? I want to leave you with all that value. So what I want you to do is create content buckets for each level of awareness. In other words, restructure or structure your content strategy if you haven't already to have different levels and different pillars that are going to catch these different levels and appeal to these people in the different levels of awareness that they're at. Next is going to be track engagement to identify where most people are at. And so depending on your niche, depending on the way that you approach things with your brand, you're going to have a majority leaning to one sort of level of awareness. And so you want to find out, where the majority is, so you know what, so you know how to structure your content to appeal to that majority and overall get the most conversions. Now, step 2, content mapping, right? And so you want to have something like this laid out where you have a general idea of what levels of awareness are people at based on your niche, based on the feedback that you get in the DMs, the comments, based on the sales calls, conversations that you've had. You want to have a rough idea at least of what levels of awareness that these people are at, so you know how to structure that content moving forward. And now step 3, building out the trust funnel. How this looks is basically just all these different, all these different vehicles of acquisition up here. And so to go over it again, you have short form for reach, long form for nurture, email for more nurture, and then you have the sales. And so retargeting ads to accelerate the journey along the way, and then consistent messaging across all touch points when you build out that content strategy. And so for a quick case study and result of how this looked for a client of mine, Dyson, before he was posting kind of just random content with no strategy, it was the same generic messaging like I've been talking about in this video. And so in turn, the leads were low quality. The results were inconsistent because it was kind of all based on guesswork of just how the content was doing. And so after implementing the principles in this video, the 5 levels strategy, and actually structuring his personal brand to target every single level, the results were targeted content for each awareness level, clear journey for prospects, higher quality leads at the end of the day. And it actually, in terms of revenue, scaled him from 30K a month to 90K a month in less than 2 months working with us. So now common mistakes to avoid are going to be using something like level 5 messaging for level 1 audience. So this means if the majority of your audience is probably a level 1, they don't even know they have a problem. Maybe in this case, you're not too salesy with your content. You don't really push your offer too much. Then all of a sudden making level 5 content isn't going to appeal to these people. Your audience is going to be very, very confused. And so that's why I can't stress enough knowing and having at least a rough idea of where your audience is at in terms of percentages at different levels of awareness. Another mistake is not having content for all levels of awareness. As I've said in this video multiple times, a lot of people just either don't know about this or they just disregard it, don't think it's that important. But I hope that after you watching this video, you can kind of understand how it is more important. The next thing is rushing people through the awareness journey. You can't do this. You have to actually nurture them. Treat your personal brand like every single piece of content is pushing someone one step closer to booking that sales call, making that conversion. But you have to nurture people in the right way. And you have to understand that, skepticism is at all-time highs. No one is just entitled to believe in everything that you talk about right off the bat. And so you can't have that expectation. You have to put out the value, provide it, and give them that clear path. And in return, you'll be rewarded. And so the next thing is inconsistent messaging across platforms, just not being consistent, not having the strategy at the end of the day. Once again, another thing, a lot of people don't use retargeting to accelerate the process. And so not doing this, you're gonna miss out on a lot of those level 3 and then mostly level 4 and level 5 leads that are the highest quality leads. They just need more messaging and more targeting that's actually on those different levels, right? They can't just keep seeing like organic shorts on level 1 and level 2 stuff because they're further along, right? They're on a whole nother level. And so action steps, once again, audit your current content, right? Look at what levels of awareness people are at. What are you currently putting out? Who is it appealing to? Identify gaps in your awareness coverage. What are you missing out on? Where could a bucket of leads be that you're just not really speaking to in your content? Create content templates for each level, right? Get that outline, get that strategy going. Set up tracking for audience segmentation, right? Get a system in place to actually know how to track and how to get a feel for where people are at, and then implement the retargeting for acceleration. And so in conclusion, building a personal brand that prints leads isn't about going viral. It's about creating the right content for the right people at the right time, right? And so by implementing this strategy, at the end of the day, the goal is to attract more qualified leads, convert at a higher rate, build a sustainable personal brand, and create predictable revenue, which is really what matters at the end of the day. And so if you are a coach or info seller, you're someone that wants to implement this for your own business, or you want to have, someone like me and my team just implement all this for you, what you can do is check the link below in the description to book a call directly with me to see if, we're a good fit to help you out, audit your strategy, see what you're doing wrong, see if there's any room for optimization.